Hey everybody, Cindy here, and I thought I would discuss relationships and ways that we can more effectively show up in our relationships, manage our relationships, and handle things that come up in our relationships. And one of my favorite books about this, about what we can bring to all situations, is Don Miguel Ruiz's book called The Four Agreements. And he basically says that if we make these four agreements with ourselves and follow what he teaches, that we can be content in all of our relationships and situations. And so it's just this cool little book. It's a very simple read, but yet it's profound, which is my favorite thing, when something's pretty simple but yet very profound. So I really recommend that you get yourself a copy of this book and read it. It's available everywhere. So The Four Agreements with Don Miguel Ruiz. But I will quickly tell you what those four agreements are, just so you can get a little taste and start to incorporate these things that I have found so helpful in my life too. So the first one is be impeccable with your word. And really, in a nutshell, what this means is that, our voice, our words can either be helpful or harmful at all times. And so being impeccable with our word means to use our voice, use our words to help, not hinder a situation, to bring love to a situation or kindness, not the opposite. And to also be honest, like authentic when we're speaking to other people. So that's basically what that means, is to always keep your voice in a pleasing tone or a kind tone, using words that promote unity and togetherness, not disconnection or fear, and being honest at the same time, coming with truth and grace. And then number two is don't take anything personally, like nothing. Ever, he says. Don't take anything personally. So there's all kinds of times in life, I know, and situations where we feel like something's very personal. It's hard not to take it personally. But he says if we can drop that, we will be much, much happier in our lives and relationships. And it's so true. Usually what's going on, like when someone comes after you even and is angry or stressed out about something, that's usually about them. It's not usually about you. It just feels like it is. It looks like it is. And they may even have convinced themselves it's about you. But it's really what they're processing, what their stuff is. Maybe part of their history is coming up to kind of give them some trouble. And they're taking it out on you, so to speak. So be really careful. One of the things that I say to myself is, if I feel like someone's coming at me kind of in a negative way, I think, well, what is going on with that person that they're showing up this way toward me right now? What do they really need right now? Because I don't really buy the fact that they're just needing to attack me or whatever. So try not to take anything personally, and do so by looking more carefully at the person or situations surrounding that you are taking personally, and see if you can find another meaning to it, another reason for what the dynamic is that's going on between you. And then the next one is don't make any assumptions. That's a hard one, isn't it? Because we think we know people so well that we assume we know how they're going to handle something, what they're going to say if we bring up a certain topic. I know I was really guilty of this when I was married. I was married to the same man for 22 years, and there were times I wouldn't even approach him about certain subjects because I thought, oh, well, I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to think. I know what he's going to do. And what if I was wrong? What if I misjudged that situation? And so I closed the communication gap, or closed the communication door in those times, sometimes before he even had a chance to respond. So, and that's just one example. So of how making assumptions can really disrupt relationship instead of promote a healthy relationship. So if we think we know what's going to happen, what's going to be said, how someone's going to respond. Where we might be wrong, we might be correct, but it's very important not to assume anything, and to assume we know what they're thinking when they're going through something. Again, we might do both at the same time. We might be taking something personally and assume that it's something about us when it isn't. Like if somebody comes home in a bad mood, you might make the assumption that, oh, he or she's, at it again about me, and oh, now what are they going to, attack me for, or whatever. That may not be, it may have been a tough day at the office. Or maybe somebody doesn't feel good physically, or didn't get enough sleep last night, or whatever. Just be careful about the assumptions you're making about what people think, what they're feeling at any given time, or how they'll respond or react to you about any given situation. And instead just go toward the situation and let them show you for sure what's going on with them, or what they want to say or do or whatever about something. So and then the last one is always do your best. Always do your best. I mean, that's all we can ask of anyone or ourselves at any time, is to do our best. But to really consciously, I think the author here is saying to be very conscious about it, to really keep a high standard for ourselves in our own behavior and in our own form of communicating with people we're in relationship with, and to really, really strive to do our best all the time. And of course, we're going to hit bumps in the road and not always be perfect. Of course, none of us are. And people in their relationships and dynamics can have miscommunications when everybody's showing up in a healthy way. So keep that in mind. But if we strive to always be doing our best, then most of the time things will be able to iron out anything that doesn't go smoothly. So again, be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions, and always do your best. Great book. Great book. You can get it anywhere. Hope those things will help. I would start incorporating these right away and just see how life can feel different. Have a great night. Bye.